one hell of a gaping I'm taking at the minute. The millennials are people born between 1980 and 1995, and those people are the ones that are suffering the most. So yes, that includes me, unfortunately. What does that mean for the year ahead? It probably means most people are going to default on their credit cards, which is going to lead to the collapse that I believe and have been saying for the last 12 months. It's coming, guys. Be prepared. This is going to be the mother of all gapings. Welcome everyone back to Buy, Hold, Sell. It's been a long 2 weeks and I didn't quite take the 2 weeks off. I did put out one video, I had to. But apart from that, I have taken the last 2 Sundays off. First time in over 12 months where I've taken any of the Sunday look ahead videos off. I enjoyed the break. It's near brought a tear to my eye. My son is 1 tomorrow and that is the fight. I took 5 weeks off shared parental leave and that comes to an end. So the tears, getting quite emotional thinking about it. But it's not so bad. I've got my my mother's, the Christmas clothes you get every year. My mother still buys me Christmas clothes. Yep, that's pretty much the only present I get. So I'm wearing my lovely new jumper for the video, and also I'm just out of the gym because that's what you do in January. I'm joking. I don't gym. I've no time to gym. No time to gym. Healthy mind, that's all you need. What today's video is going to be about is, I was going to do a recap. There's no point, just the usual. One hell of a gaping. The shorts though, we've been covering it in the Discord. The shorts have been doing really, really well. Phenomenally well, and one of the long positions that I bought this week was the good old WWE. That also worked out well. We'll have a quick look at those things, and we'll look at the S&P because people are thinking, oh, is it going to rally? Is there going to be a late Santa rally? Santa rally never played out. It was a dream. It was a propaganda thing that just was never on, to be honest. The charts never showed it. It was never on, and we've all learned a bit of a lesson there. Don't ever deviate from the charts. I got complacent, held my hands up, end of November, start of December. Maybe it was the excitement of the big man coming down the chimney. I don't know what it was, but I got distracted. I made some silly mistakes, mostly aimed at Tesla, and I caught such a gaping. But it's not so bad. So far, 2023, 7 days in, I have yet to close a losing trade. Keeping that going for probably another couple of days. The law of averages, guys, you can't win every trade. There will be a trade that I'll be closing at a loss, and we'll see where it goes. But so far, 7 days, so far, so good. But the first thing I want to talk about is the joy of people running out of money. Christmas sales are up. What you're seeing in the media is propaganda, guys. We cover it all the time on the channel. It shouldn't come as new news to anyone. The media, record sales, profits never been so high. Well, I wonder why. Inflation's through the friggin' roof. I spoke to Gino, shout out to you, my man. Spoke to a couple of people in the sort of retail trade, and they're saying why maybe money is up and certain things. They've noticed that your footfall, your units per year are down. That's the reality. It comes as no great surprise. Looks good at the high level. The media's still trying to push this. Everything's booming, everything's good. It is not good. And let's look at this here. I regularly run out of money and have to rely on credit cards or family for financial support. The millennials, unfortunately, my generation, as usual, getting the most shafted. I do think, and I'm not here, getting the violin out. I do feel that this has been probably the worst generation of all time. World War I, that kind of time aside, like just generally from point of view of living, the millennials have been given a pretty tough ride. We've had the 1980s crash, we've had the 2000 dot-com bubble crash, we've had the 2008 crash, we've had the 2020 crash, and now we're going to the 2023 crash. 5 crashes. That's pretty brutal, pretty damn brutal, and this one is going to be the mother of all gapings. This is the percentages here. You can see strongly agree, somewhat disagree, and it looks to be that there is more than 50% of people that are saying, yeah, one hell of a gaping I'm taking at the minute. You can see all the flopping between jobs is your Gen Z. I am sure, for the love of God, you have to be in the same boat. It cannot just be me. You go into stores now, it just seems to be everyone is new. Everyone, like you almost feel like, give me the till, I'll ring it through, I know what I'm doing. Do you not feel that when you go into anywhere, especially the lower paid jobs, it's just new people. There's always someone showing someone how to learn something. I'm again speaking to the retail people, they're forever training people up. It's just a revolving door. They're just a number, and people are quick to switch on to that. They realize I need to climb this ladder, and the only way to doing that is get a bit of experience, jump, get a bit of experience and jump. And that's just the way it's going. And I understand that. I've always been a bit of a job hopper, haven't really settled down anywhere for too long, and maybe a couple of years. And that's just because you got to keep climbing the ladder. So I've always had that kind of mentality, so I understand that. Half of millennials are struggling to sleep because of the stress they're in. Social obligations and splurge purchases cause financial burdens. 20% of millennials and 32% of Gen Zers spent more money on luxury items, the Instagram lifestyle, the constant ads that get pumped out on Instagram. You have to ask yourself, is Instagram and Facebook and all these things, were they created for friends and family to stay in touch? I can assure you, Mark Zuckerberg didn't sit down and went, this is my only goal here. The goal was to make money, and that is the idea. It's all about ads, it's all about pumping it out. That is what Facebook and Instagram all is. I can't argue with it. I use it myself as a social platform, and so should you. You should set up a business, use all these things for free to be able to push out your products, make money. That's what you should be doing. But unfortunately, there is the people that get caught up in this. They see the people with the new cars. They see the people with the designer gear and they go, I want that, I want this, I want that. I can trust you, the majority of actual rich people, they don't actually ever own their products, or better yet, they're usually on a trial test period, or even worse, they're fakers, Ricky Lakers. It's all fake. Instagram, all that's fake. Milestones, this here is another killer. It's unbelievable. Having being a recent father, my son's just about to turn 1, my daughter's 3. Baby showers, wet the head, christenings, birthdays, everything is a parade. Ice cream trucks come up for your kid's birthday, 1-year-old, £200 for a bit of cake and a bit of party food. What the fuck, this child's 1 year old, it's going to be probably sleeping. Are you for real? Everything's an event. Honey, weddings now, stag do, where we're going, Ibiza for a week, 5-star Vegas for the weekend. It's unbelievable, and that is just a lifestyle now. There is a froth, there's a froth at the top. We've had a good run. It's been a really booming period. People are rich, people are living this lifestyle, but guess what? See, when you've had a taste of the sweet nectar, you don't want to give it up. It's like a drug. But the problem is people like things quick. People don't want to work for things. People don't want to have to do anything. They just want something quick. Mr. Plastic credit card, I buy that now. Happy days. I've got my new phone. Novelty wears off. What's the next thing? Another thing. Boom, credit card. Credit cards are all maxed out. Then what happens? You couldn't afford it in the first place. Now you've got a credit card to pay off and you don't have any new fancy things, and you've just had to save and pay off a credit card for the next 2 years. What's going to happen? Going to go bankrupt. And that's the world we're going to live in. A world of people with no real job expertise and bankruptcies written all over the place. And what does that do to the overall global economy? Reset. Happy New Year again. Start off the video with something really, really cheery, but that's the sad reality of it. We've been crying about it a lot. I do think Instagram, social media, these sort of champagne lifestyles on a cider budget, I do foresee it causing mass depression, and this is the seriousness. All jokes aside, it's really, really sad, and it's terrible, kind of the path we've all been led down. And credit cards should be holding up. It's got worse over the last few years. I can go onto any clothing site now, not that I do because my mum buys my clothes, but I go on any clothing site now, and I can, if I want to buy a jumper that's £30, I have the option of taking it out over 6 months. Credit. That just blows my mind that I can just go, like, people don't even have £30 anymore. They credit card, or I'll take out this payment scheme. Unbelievable. The world, the debt-based world that we live in. It almost makes you go, is it a case of let's boil it up, and then we'll have to strip it down? Or are we going to create this digital currency, or is the answer potentially from the government to come out and go, right, we're going to throw more money at it again, but how about we do something different? How about what you owe, X amount? How about if you move to this digital currency, we will give you, I don't know, we'll take half of that debt off you, or for every £1 you exchange into this, we'll give you £1.50. And all of a sudden people are going, oh no, free money. I'll sign into the digital currency. And overnight you've got a digital currency, old money, all that is gone, and they can control everything and have the taxes. Now that is obviously really down the rabbit hole. I appreciate that. But you can start to see how these things are all kind of happening. And it's been happening for generations. You can actually see the progress, and the more and more we've went down this rabbit hole. Don't forget, guys, that currency was originally and always was backed up by gold. There was no money unless there was a gold reserve that backed it up. That was changed a long, long time ago. And ever since then, it's just got worse and snowballed more and more into the point now where we're what? Jesus Christ, every time I look at this, it just seems to be up more. Look at this, look at the 1960s. The debt ratio then was 53. We're at 121%. Like, it's unbelievable. And even if you go back to 2000, it was reasonably under control at 59%. And each USA citizen owes just short of $250,000, about £200,000. Imagine coming into the world as a baby, a newborn baby, and going, you now owe £200,000. Welcome. This week recap, I had a jot that on Wednesday, which looked very strong, which meant that the Fed should probably more than likely continue with the increases. It looks like the economy is strong enough to be able to cope with it. We're not getting into if that's right or wrong, but that's the theory. Market sunk Friday. Non-farm payrolls came out, which showed inflation looks to be slightly easing, which again then gives encouragement to the markets that perhaps inflation is getting more under control. The Fed's starting to work. Maybe will lead to a change or not as much increases. That's a bullish sign. The market's rallied. I'm under no illusions. Fully, truly, hand on heart, believe this market's going down. Some big earnings. Again, Discord members, that'll all be shared as always, so you can keep an eye on that there. But let's have a look. On Friday, the CPI index offering the latest update on consumer inflation in the US likely rose 0.1 last month, matching November's gain. On an annual basis, price growth is anticipated to have decelerated to 6.5, down from 7.1. So again, depending on what way that goes, will obviously depend on what way the market goes, but you can kind of get a feeling of it. Like the main thing is the end of January is the next Fed monetary meeting, and that's going to be key. I think I have an idea of what way it's going to go. We're going to see the increases. They've said they're not going to stop doing it through 2023. I still think they might. I still think that the data will change, and I still think again the charts will tell us. We can track all this in charts I've shown you before. We'll look at it closer to the time when it gets to that point. But I think personally speaking, the Fed will pivot this year. And we know what a pivot can do. So again, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay on top of that. This isn't going to be pretty. This is my S&P chart, and as you can see, we wrote this up. But what I have been doing is then buying short positions, and I've been shorting it a whole way up here. And now it's sitting at a lovely, healthy balance, thankfully. Where do I see this going? Well, I mean, we've seen a wee bit of a jump here, obviously following yesterday's news, but I think this will just follow the downwards trend. You can see here this channel, it's never went above this level. I think it just goes bounce, 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 hit his head. So I would imagine we'll probably come down, maybe hit our head up out here, and we'll see lower. I've said religiously on this channel, the average bear market is around about 38%. So until the S&P falls at least 38%, I will not even be considering this as a stock market bottom yet. With so much negative news and so much bad things still to come, it's hard to see us reaching that bottom yet. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. Roughly from here to even the lows, it was 27%. So even to get down to that level, I foresee more of a drop. The current level, we're down about 21% from the high. So where do we go? Well, let's have a look. I've covered all this in other videos as well, so you should all know about it. And this brings us back to the COVID levels, which most stocks, if you look at growth stocks, they're all below those levels. So to me, the natural market, everything that will go there, the energy sector, whatever else, we're starting to see Tesla, Apple, they're all starting to really go down hard. They were the last ones to fall. There's plenty more to fall. For example, WWE. There's always going to be winners and losers in any type of market, as I repeatedly say. But the good old WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, we covered briefly why this is rallying up, but look at this channel, onwards and upwards. It is up over, look at this guys, onwards and upwards. Like it is literally rallied. At one period, we were up over 80% on the trailing 12 months. Phenomenal gains. Would I be entering it now? No. I'd be getting out of it, although there is talk of a buyout, so that could again spark the rally, because it's a bit like the Man United trade that we made a few months back when the news broke that they were selling the company, and their valuation, you can quickly work out, right, well fuck, I might bring it up to about this level. Appreciate that's quite a long video, but I felt that it was quite a lot of a recap, and I'm sure you just missed me. But I have been busy. I've been busy doing my AJFBA. This is my other channel that is now live. We went live in January. Plenty of videos in there if you are interested in setting up another side hustle, a bit like what the millennials are doing. Everyone's creating their side hustles. You must create another source of income. This is going to be one hell of a gateway. No job is secure. There's plenty of videos there that I actually talk about it. There is positive videos that I do that used to do them quite a lot, but obviously we've embarrassed the last 12 months, so not as many. But there is this one. This one is how to become a millionaire. This 2023 could be a huge year for you if you learn how to trade. Highly recommend my trading course. The winter sale is still on until the end of this month. £99. A load of members have signed up recently. Really appreciate it. Welcome everybody to the group. Discord is also there if you're interested, even just to test the water. $3.99 a month. And guys, I'll catch you. I'm looking forward to this year. Last year was a good year, and we're going to smash it because this year we find the bottom.